Hey there! My name is Daniel Rose and I am a professional juggler. I'm here talking to you today in conjunction with JL Circus and Jackson's Lane Theatre. In these crazy times that we appear to be living in, myself and the wonderful people at Jackson's Lane thought that it would be a brilliant idea to bring some classes, courses, bits and pieces of circus that can be done at home to the kids that are at home, basically. You guys who are bored as anything, trying to figure out just something fun to do. So, we are going to be doing circus, we're going to be doing a bit of fitness, we might even be doing a little bit of acting and clowning and all of those kind of things that fit under the huge marquee of possibilities within circus. So, today we're definitely going to be doing a bit of the fitness, we're also going to be doing a little bit of juggling and a little bit of balancing as well. So, some of it might involve a cup and a tea bag. Some of it might involve a newspaper and some sellotape. I don't know. I really don't understand how this could possibly be circus. I hear you screaming. Well, don't you worry, okay? I've got everything planned out on my big, crazy, monkey-eared brain. So I guess we might as well just get going. First off, I thought I might explain to you what it is that we're going to need for today's lesson. We're going to need 2 pairs of socks. Oh, no, they are fresh. Fresh socks, so that you can make a ball if you don't have a ball. Or you could just use a ball if you have a ball. I use a juggling ball. They're literally made for the thing that we're going to be doing with today. But as I say, if you don't have a ball, not a problem. 2 socks. Check this out. We're going to take the socks. We're going to hold them end to end. We're going to roll it up, roll it up, roll it up. Push it inside, push it inside. Then, once it's gotten to this point, see if we can shape it with our hand ever so slightly. And if you've done it right, you should have one new sock juggling ball that you can use just like a normal juggling ball. See, look. 2 juggling balls, 1 sock. You wouldn't even know which one is the sock, would you? Would you? I don't know. You will also need some newspaper and some tape. You'll also be needing a plastic carrier bag. And lastly, you're going to need a cup and a tea bag. Right, let's get to it, shall we? One of the things about being really good at circus, especially the things like aerial, trapeze, acrobatics, handstands, is that you have to be incredibly strong. And to get incredibly strong, you're going to have to exercise. Now, I know that isn't everybody's favourite thing to do, okay? But you've got a lot of time on your hands, so you might as well use it positively. I'm going to give you a couple of exercises that include circusy bits and pieces, as well as really intense workout, so that you can trick yourself into working out. It's like, I'm doing circus, but actually I'm working out. Oh, wow. And then maybe you'll actually want to do it. That's basically, I don't like working out either. I had to trick myself into doing all of this stuff when I first started becoming a little circus monkey, okay? It's not something that everybody enjoys, but we're going to give it a go. The first exercise we're going to try involves our ball or our sock. So make sure that you've got it to hand. What we're going to first learn though is a plank. Ugh, what's a plank? What's a plank? It sounds horrible. And it is. So a plank is a press-up position. It's a front support position, okay? It is where our shoulders go directly over our hands. Our head is extended up and out. Our bum is engaged and it isn't too high, but it also isn't too low. It's just in line with our hips and the rest of our body. It's almost as though you're trying to create a straight line in your body. And if you was to take it down, it would actually go straight. But because your feet are smaller than your arms, it won't be a straight line, it's a plank, it's a plank, isn't it? So, once we've found this position and we're feeling rather comfortable in it, we just want to see if we have the ability to take one hand off at a time. So, it might look a little bit like this. Now, if we can do this, and we're not falling down on the ground, we're not letting our hips go when we're doing it, then we might see if we can add a throw onto this exercise. So, using either your ball or your sock. I'm going to use sock this time, why not? We're going to see if we can find our press up position, front support position, plank position. There's many names for this position, but we'll call it press up for now. We're going to pick up our ball. We're going to make sure that we're looking at it, and we're going to throw and catch. We're going to throw and catch. Okay? So, at first, you might only do one. That's fine. You're not going to be amazing at these as soon as you try them, because we're going to have to build up a little bit of strength to get really good at them. But, ideally, if we could do the exercise of being in a plank and throwing the ball from one hand to the other 5 times, that would be a brilliant exercise. We are training our core, we're training our arms, we're training our hand-eye coordination. There's so much going on in that one exercise that would benefit you as a circus artist. It's a really, really good one. So, my challenge to you is, can you get to a stage where you can do 5 plank throws in a row, come down, wait about 30 to 40 seconds, and then get back up and do another set of 5 plank throws in a row. So that would be 10 in total. 2 sets of 5 makes 10. I'm not doing a maths lesson, I don't know why I did that. So, that's my challenge to you. It's our first fitness exercise. Give it a go, see if you can do it, give it a pause, and then we'll go on to the next exercise. So, for this next exercise, you're going to need the same equipment that you needed last time, which is your ball or sock or whatever it is. Going to continue with my sock this time. You're also going to need a little bit more room than last time. We do definitely need quite a bit of space, especially if you're 6'3" like me. You're going to need quite a lot of room, 100%. I can assure you of that. Okay, so. What you're going to do is you're going to take your ball, sock, whatever it is, you're going to throw it out in front of you. You want it to be quite far away from you because you're going to need to do a lunge to go and get it. Now, to do a lunge, we have to keep one foot in place while we throw the other one out and see how far it can go. So what I mean by that is I'm going to choose to keep my left foot in place while I step out as far as I can go with my right foot. Now my sock's really gone far away. Oh, so I really have to reach to go and get it. Now, I'm going to take the sock that I just picked up. I'm going to place it underneath the leg that I just reached out. Wonderful, it's now in the other hand. I'm going to push back, stand back up. Now I've got the sock in the other hand. I throw it out. I'm going to step out. I'm going to pick up the sock, place it through. I'm going to place it back actually again, because I want it to be on my right hand for the next one. And I'm back at the beginning. Now, that was one repetition. So to do this exercise in full, you're going to have to do that 5 times, okay? So I'm going to show you one last time. Take the ball, throw it out. I'm going to lunge out, pick up the ball, place it under, lunge back. We pick up the ball, throw it out, lunge out, pick up the ball, place it under, and we go back. And that was 1 repetition. So, just like the last exercise, I want you to see if you can do this 5 times, but twice. So that's 5 repetitions, 1 repetition doing that on both legs. So make sure that you do right leg, lunge out, left leg, lunge out. That is 1. You're going to do that 5 times, okay? On to the next one. Right, okay. This is our last exercise, so don't worry about it. That's all of the hard exercise done for today. You've done incredibly well, okay? Let's just keep it up for this one last one. This one's actually quite good fun because it involves another little bit of object manipulation in that we need to use our carrier bag. A lighter carrier bag would be better for this, but if you've got one of the big lifelong ones, I'm sure that'll work just fine, okay? So, this is our squat drop, okay? Now, what I mean by that is that we're going to drop something, we're going to squat, and then we're going to catch it at the bottom of the drop. Now, a squat is a very, very useful exercise to learn how to do because it builds our abs, our glutes, our legs, loads of really important muscles that we use for circus. So, have a look at my knees. Look at these knees. So, knees are quite important, something to think about when we're doing squats, because what we don't want to happen with our knees when we're doing our squat is that we come in like that and that they kiss and they have a little party down there. We don't want that, okay? We want our knees to be quite separate. It's almost like your knees are 2 people that don't like each other, okay? So make sure that they are pointing away from each other at all points. So, what I mean by that is that if I go for a big, long, deep squat now, make sure I don't sit on my bin in the process, then I'm going to make sure that I'm pushing my knees outwards and they're going to go over my toes a little bit more. Now you can't see my toes because I couldn't get the camera angle right, but you get the picture anyway, okay? So, watch the knees. Okay? They do not come in to meet each other. Ah! That's really bad for your knees and it will start hurting them after a long time. So, maybe just practice 1 or 2 squats without the bag now, really thinking about pushing those knees out over your legs and trying to send your bottom back and going down. So have another little look. When I send my bum back, I don't send it down like this, because that hurts my knees as well. I send my bottom back and then I set myself out to go really down and deep for my squat, okay? Have a pause of the video and try just one of those for me without the bag right now. So, now you've done your practice squat, we're going to try it with the bag. Now, we take the bag up high, as high as we go. We drop the bag. We squat down, pushing our knees out to the side. We catch the bag, okay? We take it up high. We drop the bag. We squat down low, pushing our knees out, and catch the bag, okay? Now, like all the other exercises, I want you to do this 5 times, but twice, okay? So it's 10 lots, but the reason that I'm saying is do it 5 times, but twice, is that we want to have a little bit of a rest in between our exercises. It's good to let our body have a wee bit of time to deal with the stress that we've just put them under, okay? So make sure that you're having that rest. Right, that is all of the boring, fitnessy, exercisey exercises done. So let's get on with some circus, shall we? The first thing that you're going to need is your ball. So whether that is your balled up sock, or is your actual juggling ball, or a tennis ball, or maybe even that really horrible salivary ball that your parents use to throw after the dog. You could use that. I might not. It might be a bit disgusting. I'm going to use my sock this time, okay, to show you that all of the things that I'm going to show you are possible. So, as a juggler, I love everything that is juggling. And we often think, when we see juggling, we think, oh, 3-ball juggling, that is the pinnacle of juggling. You want to be able to do that. Well, to be able to get really good at juggling, you need to get good with 1 ball, first of all. So we're just going to look at how we can maximise our hand-eye coordination, which would then help us for juggling 2 or 3 balls, by just juggling the 1. So the first exercise that I want you to try before you try any of the cool other tricks that we might try today is just throwing from one hand to the other. Okay, just to warm up your hand-eye coordination. Right, once you think that that seems to be looking pretty good, can you throw underneath the arm and catch on the other side? So I really have to scoop my arm underneath the other arm to make that work. Now, if you can do it under the arm, can you do it under the leg? I lift up my leg. It sometimes can help to sort of focus your balance point, your balance on a point in the room, and then go up. Uh-oh. The professionals do make mistakes, okay guys, it does happen. So, let's get myself balanced. I'm going to throw it under, catch. Get myself balanced, throw it under and catch, okay? You can also sort of put your hand on a side to help you with that as well if you need a little bit of help with the balance. But those two throws that I've just shown you, under the arm and under the leg, are what we call body throws, okay? And they're called body throws because we're throwing something around the body. That makes sense, right? We're going to throw it behind my back. It's going to cross my back. So this becomes a back cross, okay? I'm going to throw it over my shoulder. So that is a shoulder throw. Now, within circus, there's all different places that you can throw. You could throw from behind your neck, but then end up catching underneath your leg. Something like that. Now, that's a very advanced throw. But what I want you to practice is, how many different parts of my body can I throw under? Could I throw behind my neck? All of these things, as I say, are very difficult and they're going to take a lot of practice and dedication and hard work. But luckily, we've got loads of time to be able to be doing our practice, dedicated hard work. So, what I want you to do as a task for this next maybe 2 weeks until the next video comes out is play around with that concept of body throws. Where can I throw? Where can I catch? Is there a different sort of combination of things that you haven't tried yet? Could you throw here but catch behind your back? I'm going to throw under my leg, catch behind my back. Wow! So you're combining those things. You're just experimenting and playing around. So a lot of the tricks that I managed to find as a professional circus, monkey, bear, juggler man, I just found through experimenting and playing and having fun with it. So give it a go, get your sock out, get your ball out, and see what you can do. Wow! What an amazing catch. Oh, sorry guys, I was having just a little bit of a break. In fact, this newspaper reminds me of our next circus exercise that we're going to do, which is of course some balancing. So, for this exercise you're going to need that little bit of newspaper and that tape that I told you about at the beginning. You're going to take said newspaper, you're going to open it out into its double sheets, largest format bit, so it's nice and long. You're going to gently roll it up into a cylindrical tube. Notice that I haven't told you what we're making just yet, because the surprise, whoa, the surprise is just fabulous. You just want surprise in your life at this point, don't you? So then you're going to take a little bit of tape that you prepared earlier, just like in Blue Peter. You're going to take that tape, you're going to put one at the top to the top, another one down at the bottom, soften it out. Try to make sure that you don't squeeze it too hard, otherwise it does mess up the shape of your tube. Now, what you have managed to create is a rudimentary balancing tube, okay? And with this, you can test your ability to balance. So, they're not perfect, don't get it wrong, it's still just a piece of paper and some tape, but because the paper is so light, it gives us a lot of a better chance of learning how to balance something on our hand. Now, the first rule of balancing something, no matter whether you're doing it on your chin or on your hand, is that you always have to look at the top of the object. Now, that is because the top of the object is the first part of the object to move, okay? And For the object to stay balanced, I have to keep the bottom of it underneath the top of it, basically. So if the top moves forward, I have to move the bottom forward. If it moves to the side, I have to go with it, okay? And it's a constant balancing act, balancing act, of trying to make sure that your hand, the bottom of the object, is right underneath the top of it. If I take my eyes off of the top for even a second, it doesn't work, okay? Because I don't know where the balancing stick is going to be in relation to my hand, okay? And I have to know where that is. So, your task is to make one of these. It is then to record a personal best of how long you can balance an object for. So, you might try it on your hand. If that's really easy and you know that you can balance on here for like a minute without... Sorry, I'm just playing around. For like a minute without coming down, then maybe you might want to start practicing on a different part of your body. So you could try your head, like your chin, or your nose. There are all sorts of places on the body that we can balance. Some are easier than others. Whoop. But I want you to experiment and to make a little, documentation of how long you've been able to do something. So if at the beginning of this, if you're watching this on the Monday, which you will be, maybe you could only do this for 3 seconds, okay? Well, that's not very good. But by Friday, perhaps you're able to do it for 10 seconds, which is a marked improvement of where you were at the beginning of the week. So, yeah. That's our task. Make a balancing stick and then see how long you can balance said stick. Pretty simple. Pretty fun! Well, wasn't quite the cup of tea that I was looking for, but it does bring us on to our final circus skill, which is tea bag and a cup. So, for this you are going to need a tea bag and you are going to need a cup. I would suggest if you have a cup that is either metal or plastic that you use that. Unfortunately, I only have a porcelain cup, which could go quite badly at some point. So, if you're doing this at home with your parents' bits and pieces, make sure that it is a cup that you can definitely use, okay? I don't want anybody ended up smashing a cup and getting hurt because of me, okay? I'm a bad enough influence as it is. I don't need you getting hurt because of it, okay? So, have a little look. Tea bag in a cup. Pretty simple. It gives us a something to throw and something to aim for, okay? But there are quite a few things that you can do with the cup and the tea bag that's quite cool and fun. Now the first thing that I want you to practice is just getting the bag in the cup. Getting it back out, getting it back in, getting it back out, getting it back in, okay? Once you've gotten used to how the cup throws, and it does throw in quite a strange way, let me explain that to you. I find that I have to go with my knees a lot more to get the tea bag out of the cup, because if I change the angle of the cup at all, it means that it doesn't come out in the way that I want it to, okay? So I have to be really sure that my cup is nice and straight when I go for my throw, okay? And as you can see, I'm bending my knees. I bend the knees, go up and catch back down, okay? Lovely, that's trick number 1. Whoa, that is trick number 2, okay? So this, again, very, very tricky if you have a polystyrene? That would be fine. A porcelain cup. So do really be careful if you are doing it. We're just going to see if we can take the tea bag, throw it in, around the finger, okay? Now, as you can see, quite dangerous. We are seeing if we can throw the cup towards me. I get all of my fingers, bar one, out of the way because it went so slow. The tea bag came out, and I catch at the end. So I throw it up, in, round the finger, and back. Okay, right, those are 2 tricks that you can try with your cup and your mug. The last trick that we're going to try today is seeing if we can throw the tea bag from inside the teacup and then catching it on the bottom of the tea bag, of the mug. Now, this might not happen the first time. If it does, You guys should go crazy at home and I'll go crazy here, okay? 1, 2, 3. Ah, no one going crazy. How wonderful. Right, let's see if I can do that again. As I say, it's quite tricky. One of the things that I'm really thinking about when I'm trying this is the bend in the knees, okay? So it's bending in my knees as I'm going down to throw, and definitely when I'm catching, I'm trying to bend and cushion the catch of the tea bag. Oh, okay. Third time's a charm, who knows? Right. I'm going to stop the video now. I'm going to edit it back when I've managed to do one. Bear with me. Yeah! Just like that. First time's a charm. You saw how it happened. So, now that we're back, we're going to go down. I found that I changed the way that I held the teacup so that I could turn it over a little bit easier. So, 2 fingers in at the handle, 2 fingers on the bottom. This means that you can really easily turn it over, because the hardest part about this trick is the throw's quite difficult, but really turning over and catching on the top is definitely the hardest part of it. The good thing about having a trick that is so incredibly hard is that you could try this over and over and over and over and over again in one whole day and still not get it. But then wake up the next day, and because you've tried so much one day, you might just try it once and then you'll get it. So I really do think that you should keep going with this trick. Right, that's what I have to do anyway. So we're going to throw up, over, on the back, okay? Just like that. And obviously if you can, throw it up, back into the cup. Up, over, back into the cup, okay? So that's your third trick to try with the mug and a tea bag. As you can see, it's not even something that I'm particularly good at this stage, but I was looking for things for us to try around the house, and I do think that there are limitless possibilities. Where can you throw from? Here we're mixing in those body throws and stuff like that. Can we catch behind the back or things like that? Also, the cup is really cool for just smashing things out of the air in that way. So lots of things that you can do with a tea bag and a cup, and the task that I would like you to do is to take those 3 tricks, definitely learn those 3 tricks. So just throwing in, throwing out, wonderful, throwing in around the finger and back, and also if you can, throw up, throw up, okay. Throw up, back of the cup, throw it up, into the cup, okay? So, those are the 3 tricks for you to try. If you can, you then might be able to find out a couple of extra tricks. Just give it a play. And then if you can, I would like you to mix those tricks together. So, you would put that one together with that one, together with this one, together with, and it will create a little sequence of tricks for you, okay? So, go away, have a little go with those, see what we can make. Oh yeah, it's still horrible, what was it doing? And that's it, you just completed the first ever JL Circus in quarantine. Did you have fun? I hope you did. I know I had great fun making it. Before we go, I just wanted to go over those last few exercises and bits and pieces that I told you to try for the next couple of weeks until the next videos come out. So, just to clarify, I would like you to try some of the circus fitness exercises I've given you every day. If there was one exercise that you preferred to the other, then that's absolutely fine. But I think it would be really good, even if you could just do 1 repetition of any of it. Just keep it going, see if you can get it into your everyday routine. You can go back and watch those videos, the exercises at any point if you get a bit confused as to how to do them. Then we have got the 1 ball exercise. So I would like you to see if you could create a sequence using that 1 ball or 1 sock and the body throws. So where is it around the body can I throw it and where can I catch? I'm going to think that there's going to be some really cool bits and pieces coming out of that. And when we catch up with you next time, we'll be able to show some of those bits and pieces. So see if you can do that. We also did some Newspaper balancing, and I would like you to set your own personal record for that. So how long can you balance the newspaper for? And then we will share our findings when we are next back together again. And lastly, I want you to see if you can create a sequence of 5 tricks using your cup and a tea bag. Okay, so again, whatever those tricks are, maybe tricks that I showed you, they might be tricks that you've just invented yourself. As I say, some of them are obviously a lot harder than others. Even you guys saw me struggle with that throwing onto the back of the cup. Whoa, but just did it perfectly there. That's circus really, isn't it? You can struggle at something and then just do it. Well, either way, I hope you had fun. I know I had fun. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with over this next little bit of time. Stay safe, wash your hands, stay inside, enjoy your quarantine, and do some circus.